Good evening, very warm welcome back here to the Bernabeu. We are in Madrid, in the Spanish capital. Kate Scott, Thierry Henry, Jamie Carragher, Micah Richards. Here we are, first time at this stadium.
Join us!
Since we've had our Champions League coverage here on CBS. It's fantastic to be here. One of the best stadiums in world football. Wasn't one of the best nights in football for Manchester City tonight. They ended up losing 3-1 on the night to Real Madrid, which made it 6-3 on aggregate. Manchester City now out of the competition, out of the Champions League before even the round of 16. Kind of would have felt unbelievable or impossible to believe as we were coming into this season. Is that right?
Yes, right from the start, yeah, maybe. But then when you saw how the season was going, you could see that every time the level is a bit too high, they can't cope with it, whatever it is, whoever it is. As soon as there is a bit of rhythm, a bit of aggressivity into the game of the opponent, they can't cope with it. And look, I said it so many times, this Man City side has been magnificent for years. So if a team can get a pass in terms of not having a good season, it's Man City. So look, on the other side, you have to give a lot of credit to Real Madrid, because if you remember the game against Liverpool, it looked like they were not a team that were going to go really far and do well maybe. But then, once again with Madrid, if you doubt them, that's a big mistake.
Can I just ask you a question from a coach's point of view? Obviously, you can struggle with confidence, you can struggle with energy. We talked about the midfield, we've talked about the defence. But what is it tactically this team are not doing? Why is it being such a big drop-off from a coach's point of view?
Look, I mentioned it so many times, you know, the boss, Pep, is also dealing with stuff outside of the field that also not easy to deal with when you have to deal with what he's doing, you know, divorce and whatnot. Now going back on the field, you can't come here, and they must have planned for something, right? I mean, you go 1-0 down straight into the game on something that's pretty basic. The centre back has the ball, he's pushing the ball, he's putting his head up, you're still not dropping. And on top of everything, you don't read the flight of the ball, you're trying to head it. It was a bit too easy for Real Madrid and Man City and Mbappe. But if you go back into the tactical aspect of it, I know we've said it so many times. It is a cliche thing, but if the aggressivity, the tempo is not there, tactic won't do anything for you.
Yeah, it just looks at the moment they just sort of run out of ideas. It's almost like Pep's tried everything, hasn't he? Really, you know, you think of John Stones playing in midfield before that. We've seen lots of different things. Nico Gonzalez and Marmoush playing today. Haaland on the bench. It just, you know, everything Pep Guardiola has tried in his career at every different club has almost worked. He's the first guy who comes with Lionel Messi as a false nine. He's the guy who puts his fullbacks into midfield. He's always trying something different ahead of the game, and he just hasn't got the answer right now. And that sometimes tells you, know, sometimes we get fixated maybe with how great managers are. And no matter how great a manager, you need good players. And if you've got a team of players who can't run and can't cope physically with the opposition, it doesn't matter what your tactics are or, you know, how you're going to go about it or what your plan is. He's tried everything, hasn't he? It just won't work.
Yeah, I felt a little bit sorry for Kusanov today. Yeah. Obviously, he's had a difficult start to his Man City career. Obviously, he's a centre-half. He was at right back tonight up against Vinicius, and then Mbappe, and then Rodrigo comes, and then Bellingham comes over that side. And it's very difficult to come into this game. You know, I look back to Kyle Walker, and mentioned it off the air, you know, obviously he wasn't having the best this season, but I just think with his experience, allowing him to go to Milan at this part of the season, maybe you're looking at that and you've got a 20-year-old playing at right back in one of the biggest games of Man City season. So, I mean, you try to chop it up every single week. You know, we've looked at every single aspect of what Man City are doing, but they just look like they've run out of legs. Looks like they've run out of steam. It looks like they're devoid of ideas and confidence. You know, confidence is a massive thing in football, okay? Massive thing. You're looking at the players out there. When they went 1 goal down, normally Man City, you're thinking, they can get back into the game. They'll find a way to get through the line, to score a goal. But today I was looking at them, it's almost like they was playing within themselves or the game's gone.
So if that's the case, does the season get worse from here then? Because you've just taken a 3-1 drubbing.
You're not going to play Real Madrid every week. You know, they're still in the FA Cup. They're looking to get into Champions League. Hopefully that the 5th position will get you the Champions League this season.
You can rest also now. You can rest and have more time on the field because you're not in the Champions League anymore.
I guess I just meant in terms of confidence. Ooh, Ooh, what we got coming up on the weekend?
Oh, it's a big one. Liverpool didn't win tonight, so yeah, it's a big game for both teams because Man City will have it back of their minds that they need to qualify for this competition next season. So it's not a case of okay, the season's over and we'll think about next season. Man City have got a lot riding on it, and Liverpool at this moment is still the best team in the league. They're on the top of the table, so it'll be a great game. Me and Big Meeks are there, aren't we?
Yes, we'll be working.
Oh, you're doing it.
Yes,
okay.
Together again.
Double dipping.
No comment.
Okay. In terms of...
I'm going to ask you one thing then.
Yeah, of course.
You're asking Thierry tactically. Do you think they'll make the Champions League positions?
Whoa. Yeah, I think they will. I think with the amount of rest that they've got, I think when I watched them against Newcastle, obviously it's not the same level as... We're talking about one of the greatest teams, with the front four that Real Madrid have. I think they will make the Champions League. I think it'll be difficult, but I think they still have enough to make the Champions League, yeah.
Do you, Jamie?
I think just.
Yeah.
Just. I think there's a lot of teams around them now who are sort of just getting into bad form. Aston Villa obviously played Liverpool tonight. It's probably a good result for them in some ways, but they've got 2 points from 2 home games. You've got Newcastle as well. I think they've lost 3 of the last 4 in the Premier League. Chelsea are really struggling, so anyone down there puts a little bit of a run together. And in the Premier League, actually, Man City have put a little bit of a run together of late, but there's still a long way to go.
So how hard is it for us to judge Real Madrid from this performance tonight? Because I said it was Real Madrid doing Real Madrid things. You said, well, yeah, was it?
No, you have to give Real Madrid a lot of credit. But what I'm trying to say to you, usually they work harder to be able to go through. But then when you start a game like that, you could see then after they were confident, they were going on the ball, the goals came really early. You have to give them credit because, like I said, we talked about it earlier in the season. It looked like that they're maybe not going to find a way, but they did find a way. You have to give Ancelotti a lot of credit. Still a long way to go. Battling in the league, battling in the Champions League, as we all know, but you have to give them a lot of credit. I was just saying that City made it easy for them.
Mm-hmm. So you've come here to the Bernabeu,
yes.
Seen your hero score a hat-trick.
Hero?
Okay.
Hero's a bit strong.
Favourite player? What should we call him?
No, he's my favourite player.
Yes.
Yes.
Seen your favourite player score a hat-trick.
Against my team. Are we going to get him today, Thierry?
How many teams
Could you spread your wings, please?
Oh. Which one is that?
We're stuck on a picture of Thierry over here, but I think we are seeing the first Mbappe goal back at home in the US.
I guess it's scored now because I have it in my hair.
Yeah, but I think when that first goal goes in, I mean, it felt like the tie was over at that early stage. Unfortunately, we've come here, everyone to watch a huge game. Maybe it would have been better for us if Man City would have got the first goal, but I mean, that's just devastating. And the finish is fantastic.
The pass of Raul Asensio,
Yeah.
so you have to give him a lot of credit. The young kid has been doing well. This is why I'm talking about that. They're missing this, they're missing that. They put a young kid in there and he's playing.
Yeah, I don't know if we can see that goal again because we talked about the defending for that goal.
We couldn't obviously see it before, but what I'm trying to say, we all know, guys, what is the first rule? Someone is about to ping the ball behind you, you drop. You don't, as you can see here, they don't, look, there's no pressure on the ball. He puts his head up. Now he's trying to read the flight of the ball. He doesn't even read it well. Then Mbappe does what Mbappe does. This is what I'm saying. You can see that he's way better now because at the beginning of the season, maybe he would have missed that. Maybe he wouldn't have gone in behind. The timing of the run was perfect. Connection with the defender, as you can see here. And then a little push on Diaz. I think that disturbed him a bit. But you have to anticipate that anyway. Great finish from Kylian.
But what's different now from, say, 3 months ago? We've analysed Mbappe with the runs and everything.
You can see that it is... After the 2-0, he started to run there and go a bit everywhere. But at the very beginning, he made sure that he was going to stay in between the 2 centre-back. In between the 2. So when you make a run, as you saw on the first goal, then the timing was also better. He's little bending his run I think it's on the second goal or something like that, or the third goal, or no, the second goal. I think was, you know what I mean? It's totally different. The way he moves and the way he was clinical. You can see now that he's confident.